Good afternoon. Welcome again to Island Up in Sport. She's a mother friend. She's a pretty lady too. She's involved with football. I'm talking about my guest this afternoon, Miss Shauna McFarlane. Miss McFarlane, good afternoon.
Good evening, Coach. How are you?
Everything, I'm good enough. So
Good.
everything now.
Everything is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me about your early years in sport.
Well, from the time I was in primary school, we're roughly around 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
My later years of primary education, I was a very enthusiastic sports fan, I would call it. I like to do swimming. I like to do long jump, high jump, running, long races, short races, 800 meters and 100 meters, and I was really good at it. But when I turned 10 plus, I during the high jump I injured one of my knees
Huh?
really bad.
Oh, injury.
Yeah, I
Okay.
pulled a ligament in the knee, so I was unable to continue with a lot of the sports that I enjoyed. But I was still into swimming a lot, and I was always a football fan, soccer fan. So
So you have been involved in sport for the longest while then.
yes, I have been.
And you said you take part in how well did you do? Did you go to a next level or it was at the primary or high school or so?
Well,
Let's go plain and straight. Did you win any medal for the Brac?
oh well, at that, because I'm a little on the older side of the spectrum.
Right.
So wasn't a lot of inter-island meets at the time. It was mostly just based here in the Brac, where I did a lot of my participation
Mm-hmm.
in sports. And of course, I had a lot of medals for the swimming competitions, the swim meets, the local swim meets, and the local um, corporate cup. We used to call it back then. I think they still call it corporate cup. I'm not sure that it's the race where they run around the district admin block.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we when I was doing it, they didn't do it around that block. They did it on the main road,
Okay.
which they did a mile. Each person had to do like a mile,
Mm-hmm.
and then pass the baton over. So I was part of the Creek Primary School at the time, and we received a lot of medals. So yes, I did place on the island.
Administration.
Yes,
Talk about your sport, you understand the sport and so on. You get involved in administration. You were the general secretary for SASI and the Cayman Brac Football Club.
yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, that all involved my enthusiasm for sports. I was always a fan of sports. Like I said, all sports, but primarily football. From the time I was a little girl growing up, I loved football. And not at the time when I was growing up, there wasn't any football leagues for the young ladies at the time.
Okay.
So my next best bet was to get involved with the administration part of the football club.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always trailing behind whoever was in charge of the administration at the time and trying to get myself in the door. And I attended the late Soup Anthony Knight.
Anthony Knight.
Anthony Knight.
Let's pause there.
Yes.
And Anthony Knight.
Yes.
Tell me about that interaction, with Anthony.
Well, Anthony Knight, Soup, my dear
Yeah,
friend,
yeah.
very, very close friend of mine. He always encouraged me.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
always wanted me to do referee courses. He wanted
Yeah.
me to, any course that came up
Yeah.
in pertaining to football.
Right.
I was kind of scared, to be honest with you, about the referee courses, so but he encouraged me to come to the meetings, and during the meetings, he
Yeah.
always said to me, Shauna, take a position. He always voted me for me to take a position, and it took a couple years for me to get in, but once I saw the need for a general secretary for the Brac, because it was needed for a while,
Right.
I took up the offer, and I got the position. I was voted into the position first of all for the SASI, second for the Cayman Brac Football Club, after we developed that club, because that came after SASI was
Came
established.
after.
Yes. it
All
did.
right. And do you remember some of the work that you have done being the general secretary?
Well, being a general secretary, I just had to make sure. Of course, I had to take all the minutes for the meetings,
Right.
but those minutes were used towards presenting to SIFA, the Football Association in Grand Cayman, so that our club could be entered as for all of the leagues down there and whatnot.
Right.
So the important part of it, I did majority of the paperwork, of course, behind Mr. Sanford, who was the president He was
Right.
the president for both of the clubs as
Club,
well.
yeah.
So
Are we talking
was
about now Mr. Sanford, everybody know him as Mitchum,
Mitchum,
right?
Mitchum
Right.
Sanford.
Mitchum Sanford.
So I just followed very closely behind him, helped him with all the paperwork and pertaining to that, and made sure that was always done. And still do all the paperwork as in regards to getting all the kids registered,
Yeah.
all the men registered for all the leagues that we take part in, which I think is very important. Going into that, whenever you're ready, I'm the team manager also for the Cayman Brac
No,
football club.
let me stop you there because I'm gonna that is
No problem.
extended away.
No problem.
I've seen you first and you.
From the injury when I had when I was younger, I wasn't able to physically go on the field and put my love for the game out there on the field. So interacting with kids, especially young girls at the age now where I was when I got injured, it makes me want to encourage them more and make sure they're registered, make sure they almost fulfill the dream that I never got to do.
Yeah.
So that's why I tried my best to get everyone registered, all kids, but I mainly like to focus on my little girls because I want them to do what I never got to do.
Okay.
And I love, that is a passion for me, Coach Linworth.
Right. So you said that you are the manager now for the men's team, the Cayman Brac men's team.
Yes, sir.
To me, you are I don't want to go there, but you're a lady in a man's shoes in a way that you carry out your duty.
Yeah.
Most teams have a male manager,
Yeah.
but you a female manager of this team. Tell me some of your duties and what you do for the team. You travel with the team extended.
Yeah. I travel with the team. I attend every practice that they have
Yes.
during the week
Yeah.
religiously.
Yeah.
Make sure that I feel I have a lot of duties, but my main duty that I like to focus in on is always to encourage the guys, encourage the younger players, especially on the men's team. We have a
Right.
lot of teenagers on that team.
Yeah.
So I like to be here to encourage them and let them know that, listen, we are a team. We need to play as a team. We need to love each other as a team. We need to respect I religiously, after each game, let them know the love that I have for them as a team.
Mhm.
And I'm kind of like the mother hen.
Right.
I do think that a lot of people have male managers,
Right.
but I do a lot of things that by being a female manager, I add a little bit of feminism to the qualities that the males have that they're not too keen on showing.
Right. The calmness,
Yeah, the
motherless,
calmness, the motherless
yeah.
instincts
Yeah,
and stuff
then
like
they
that.
need that some of the time
Yeah, they
because they
do.
say they have a lot of teenagers that are
They have a
young
lot of
players.
teenagers, and they need to be reassured that to think positive, especially because a lot of them think bad. They make a simple mistake and they're ready to give up. And I'm here to. That's part of my duty as well, to keep them here and to encourage them. You know, just stick it out. I'm here for you. I'll always be here for you as long as I'm in that role. And my other duties involve making sure that the uniforms are distributed for each game.
Yeah.
Make sure they're collected after the game and given over to someone else to take care of them and tidy them. I also enter the changing room with them in the nights to make sure that they're hydrated. They stay hydrated. They're well. I act as a medic at times as well to make sure that injured players get attention right away.
Yeah.
Every night I do an attendance sheet where I collectively administer all the information of who attends practices, who attends training.
So you have an extended job?
Yeah, I do. I call them if I notice that they're missing for an extended amount of time. So I
Okay.
want to make sure that they're all right and that is nothing that's happening, because a lot of people keep things inside and say, I'm just
Yeah.
not going back. So
Yeah.
I want to know what's really going on, why you're not here, and what I can do to encourage you to come back, stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's a lot of stuff, but I don't mind doing it. I love doing it because I love
And
my team.
I think they should really thank you for having you around
Thank
the
you,
team.
Coach.
Really.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coach.
I'm gonna ask you a question now.
Yes,
You have
sir.
a son on the team, right?
Yes, sir.
Taj. How old is Taj? Now?
Taj is 16. He turned 16
And
last
he
December.
started playing with the team at what?
Taj started playing with the men's team.
Men's team, right?
Yes,
I'm talking.
sir. When he was 12 plus.
12 plus.
He was just, his birthday was going to be, he started playing like in September, and his birthday was going to be, he was going to be turning 13 in December.
Okay, and he's a starting person now.
But he's a starter now.
Starter now.
He didn't start. He didn't. That's not where he was initially. Of course, he was on the bench,
Yeah,
and he was,
and developed
he
from
developed.
12.
Yes, he did from 12 years old.
How good is Taj? Take away mommy, take away how good is Taj?
Taj has become excellent
Yeah.
to me, not because he's my son, but he has become excellent.
You have
because-
seen development.
Yes, I've seen so much development in him, and he has a love for the game, and he has now got a better knowledge of the game. He didn't have that, of course, at 12 years old. He was just, oh, I want to kick the ball, I want to do this and that, but now he has knowledge of the game. Now I hear him talking to, his captain of the team. The two of them are in big conversation where his captain has been around a long time, and they have big conversations, and the two of them are basically almost, well, could never be the knowledge of the captain, because the captain's really good too, but he's almost to the same level as in knowledge wise as the captain when they have discussions. So that's so important for me in saying that that's what makes Taj excellent, because he's been here so long, Cushionworth, but now he loves the game and he has so much knowledge of it. So anybody can really go out there and kick a ball, but if you don't know like the rules and and stuff of the game, it's almost unbeneficial.
I understand. I've seen him firsthand too. I think he has developed. And
he's developed a lot, and I just want to thank the coaches that were involved in that, because I wasn't always a part of the team.
Right.
So, and his like I said, his captain has been very encouraging to him. His coaches are really a big part of his development, and I thank them.
Yeah.
Coach Mitchum,
I hope to
Coach
see him
Kinroy.
and the Cayman national team. Maybe at some level, either 16 he can play, U20 he can play, U23 he can.
Yeah, it's just a center back position he plays. It's a very tough position to get noticed.
Okay.
Scouts usually looking for somebody up front that they see scoring goals. They seldom look back that far for center back, and he's not.
Okay. All right. You've been a general secretary of SAFI and the Cayman Brac football club. You are now the manager of the Cayman Brac men's football team. You have ambition of being in FIFA, the Cayman Island Football Association?
Yes, I've actually reached out. I have a lot of counterparts in Grand Cayman that are part of CIFA, and I've actually reached out to them, and I'm also have a lot of friends that are referees at an association, and one of the referees there, he's a big part. He's also a referee for FIFA, so I have stressed to them me wanting to be involved further than this. Because I just want to make sure that the Brac is seen and the Brac is heard, and our team, we have exceptional players on our team, Cushionworth. It's just that we're not getting
the look.
And so I feel that if I'm coming from this point where I am now, and if I can get further in the world to let them know, hey, listen, we got talent over here in the Brac too, and the Brac is part of the Cayman Islands. It's just that it's harder to get our guys scouted. I think that will help, and that's my main objective by wanting to go further, is to advertise the Brac per se, advertise the Cayman Brac Football Club.
Okay, and then I'm gonna bring you around now, because I know that swimming. How did you get involved in swimming? You are official at swim meet. You're official. You're one of them who have to be maybe not be have to, but one of the main persons at the swim meet. How did you get involved?
Well, I started off and then, like I said, in high school. When I joined high school, Mr. Hunt, Michael Hunt, he was a swimming instructor from back then. He wasn't a PE teacher, but he was a swimming instructor, and I always, I remember always being the smallest and youngest one there, and always wanting to join, swimming. And he would always tell me, you're too young or you're too small, because I'm talking about 12 plus 13 when I started high school, and then you had 16, 17-year-olds, so I was still smallest. So started talking with him and became really good friends and whatever with Mr. Hunt, and he's the one who kind of encouraged me. Him and his wife Susan encouraged me into doing the swim, not a swim coach situation, but a stroke judge. A stroke judge. So that's my main. That's what I'm trained in, to be a stroke judge. I haven't done it in a while.
Said that it is part one, right? We have so many things to talk about. Um, we are looking at the time and other factors. But this is part one.
Yes.
I'm gonna come back and talk to you again.
Thank you.
All right?
Yes, sir.
I just want to take this time out to say thank you for joining us at Island Up in Sport. My guest this afternoon was Miss Shauna McFarlane. Football, swimming.
Yes.
You may never know which sport we may take up next time. Until then, I'm Lenwet Haney. Thank you.
Thank you.